The following is a delayed podcast studio production. All right, welcome back to after, I don't know how long it's, March 22nd, 2025.
Crap.
So that's at least a year and 6 months, maybe?
Holy crap, yeah.
Year and a half?
Something like that.
Year and a half since our last episode of what we call the County Gamers. My name is Aaron.
And my name is Chris.
And we are back in the studio for the County Gamers. I don't know if we just went on hiatus or what we did, but there wasn't. So this is part of the issue, right? So gaming, at least a year and a half ago, it
was bad.
It hasn't really changed.
Yeah.
Gaming as a whole has become this. We couldn't do it every week.
Yeah.
And even every other week was a challenge.
It was tough.
So we might come back doing it once a month.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the month or whatever, or beginning of the month or whatever.
Yep.
So if you're out there and you're wondering, wow, it's been a while since the County Gamers have been in studio, that's the truth. It's been a year and a half. Your ears are not deceiving you. Before that, it was October 2023. So we've kind of had a scattershot episode upload, but we are back in the saddle as you would.
With shock and all.
Shaka Khan.
Shaka.
Shaka. Boom shakalaka, as they say in Muppets Treasure Island.
That's right.
That's a good movie, by the way.
Very good movie.
Muppet Christmas Carol. Okay, so we'll take a small dovetail for a second. So I don't know if you saw the trailer for Johnny Depp's movie Ebenezer, where it's basically the Christmas it's the Christmas the story of Ebenezer Scrooge, and so it's told using Johnny Depp and a bunch of other actors.
That'd be interesting.
Rupert Grint is he is Bob Cratchit. So Harry Potter's Ron is Bob Cratchit, and it's an interesting trailer because it actually it makes you want to watch it, but it makes the claim that the story you never heard or the story it's like, okay, now we know what you're doing here.
Just
We're
stick
not
to the story.
Just don't try it. But it's Johnny Depp, and it's a brilliant little trailer.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, but the Muppet Christmas Carol is the only one that I will watch every year consistently because it's so well done and it's so close to the actual source material. And that's what I think.
I like the Snoopy one too, though.
I haven't watched the Snoopy Christmas Carol. I'm sorry, there's no other Christmas Carol story that I watched. They don't exist to me outside of the Christmas Carol.
They are dead to you. Oh man.
Well, I mean, yeah, if we want to take it that far, sure. I want to go swing into the mafia. They're dead to me. Nobody's got anybody but the Christmas Carol from the Muppets. It's Kermit the Frog or nothing. Anyway, County Gamers. So, as expected. What are we talking? It's a hot mess out there, right?
Oh man, it is. It is insane. I was I was in a meeting yesterday, Wednesday. I was in a meeting. We have a monthly IT meeting that we attend, and we talk about things. And one of the things we talked about was, I'm not going to disclose proprietary information or anything, but we discussed computers.
Yep.
And the situations that we've been having. So one of the situations we've been having, we ordered computers from a specific IT company.
Yep.
And lately, a lot of our orders have gotten canceled, and they're never reordered. So the orders are coming through.
Yep.
We're ordering them.
Yep.
And then wonder why a month later they're not at our plants. And we think to ourselves, okay, why is this like this? So I got a hold of them. I had a laptop that I had ordered in November, and it was April, and still wasn't at the plant.
Jeez.
And I said, where's my laptop? I ordered it 6 months ago. Where the frig is it?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out the order got canceled, and it was never reordered. They didn't tell me it got canceled either. I'm like, okay, that's unacceptable. Why are y'all doing this?
That's not how this works.
So... Now, mind you, I ordered the laptop at a price, I think it was around $2,100.
Okay.
Laptops are not
cheap. I mean,
the laptops are not worth $2,100.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it. Yeah. They're not worth that.
Oh, yeah.
I would much rather buy a MacBook Air because I know it's going to work every single time. And it's $1,300.
Right.
So we ended up, we got I told them about all this, and they're like, "Oh, well, HP canceled orders." I'm like, "But why didn't you reorder it?
Right?
Why do I have to reach out to you to reorder something I've already ordered?" And so we got into this discussion. I got into a discussion with them, not with IT, but
right.
the meeting was about that. But I had a discussion with the guys at the company, and we were talking about all this, and they said, well, we'll overnight you one. I'm like, wait. So you had one this whole time you could have given to me, and you didn't? This guy's been waiting 6 months for his laptop.
Yeah.
I said, holy crap, this is stupid.
Yeah.
So I went up, and I told our plant controller about all this.
Yeah.
She's the one that handles all the money.
Yeah.
Great lady. And I told her, I said, look, this is my plan.
Yeah.
I want to order Surface Pro laptop or Surface Pros off of Amazon.
Yeah.
For $1,300. Are you fine with that?
Yeah.
She said, do it.
Okay.
I said, okay. I started doing that, and then in our meeting, I told them about it.
Yeah.
I said, well, I've ordered 2 of these Surface Pros. Mind you, I've talked to the guys at corporate about this. And so now I want to make a claim. This company I work for is an amazing company.
Yeah.
A great, great company. Very good company.
Yeah.
Privately owned still,
Yeah.
and we're one of the largest in the world.
Yeah.
So, great company.
Yeah.
But the laptop area, it's been a pain for all of us because the parts are hard to come by, and it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Like we're struggling to get parts in. We're struggling to get this in, to get that in. Laptops are taking 2 weeks to 6 months. Who knows?
Yeah.
And it's a problem.
Yeah.
So my question is, why is Apple not having this problem? That's the question I have because...
Well, I have some uncomfortable answers.
I mean, maybe they're not selling as much. I don't know.
No, here's my theory, and this is just off the top of my head. So Apple in the past has been exposed and probably continues to do this, where they have overseas plants and operations.
Yep.
And those plants and operations are able to get things in ways that probably our HPs and other companies may not have, because they operate, in my perspective, they operate in better conditions and more integrity filled,
more humane
conditions and
I agree
positions.
with that. Yep.
And so I think this is a theory. This is not based in facts.
He's not sitting on the fence.
Right.
He's standing on the other side of the fence.
Right. I'm like, my suspicion is the reason why Apple can continue to do that is because, number one, they can take a loss on some things
they can.
And make profits in others.
They can.
But also I think that their factories and stuff like that, and the way that they produce their technology, produce their computers, their phones especially, is they are able to take shortcuts in ways that other companies can't. And they may have different suppliers. They may have better suppliers. They may have suppliers, I don't know. But
we really don't know. But
I don't trust Apple as much as I would trust like an HP or a Lenovo.
Yep.
Because Apple has continuously shown that the way they produce their phones and sometimes their laptops and things is they're produced overseas. They're produced in places where there aren't rules, there's not oversight. And so I think that Apple, and I think Apple obviously wants to undercut the big players in the IBM market.
Of course they do.
In the PC market.
Of course they do.
And so they'll do that. But eventually Apple will have to correct course. Will have to start charging we'll have to up their prices because there's no way they can survive.
They can't do that forever.
What's funny is that, and I think you probably know this. So Apple cannot use the Lightning chargers anymore because in Europe,
I heard about that.
The courts ruled that was a monopoly and that they had to have their adapters reflect USB-C.
Yeah.
And so
wonderful thing that happened.
Yeah, Apple in its this is the thing about Apple, right? They think they're doing the right thing, right? They're like, oh well, we have Lightning, we have it's our own ecosystem, we have control of it. Well, the problem is in the year of our Lord 2026. People are tired of having to purchase dongles. They're tired of having to purchase all these things. The reason why PC laptop sales continue to be strong and why I love this one is because it has a USB-C input. It has USB, the big USB plug. It has
USB-A.
It has all the
and probably an HDMI too.
Yeah, it does. It does. It has all of that. And when you look at Apple, you don't have an HDMI out. You got to have a dongle that attaches to an HDMI.
The one I have, the MacBook Air, you do, but that MacBook Pro I had, it had an HDMI port on it.
Right.
But it's rare.
Yeah.
It's not normal to see that.
That's the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
And so what Apple did for the longest time, which and at a level I understand, right? I get it. Okay, cool. You want to be unique. You want to be special. You want to be the premium. Great. But the problem is that at some point the DIY, the do-it-yourself work, and the self-repair community is going to be like, this is impossible for us to be able to repair your laptops, and you want us to be your authorized reseller or your authorized repair shop, and you're making life difficult for us. And so the European courts ruled in favor of the consumer and said, no, Apple, this is a monopoly issue. You need to there needs to be an industry standard for phone chargers.
USB-C, bro.
And USB-C is the way.
Yep.
And Apple had a decision to make. They had to decide, okay, are we going to have to create a whole different assembly line for iPhones with the lightning plugs and then a whole other assembly line for the USB-C for the European market? And this is where Apple had to make a financial decision.
They did.
They could have probably taken the loss and figured it out. It would have taken them a lot longer to get that switched out.
Yep.
They would have lost market share. They would have lost progress.
Yep.
So what they did instead is they said, okay, fine, everything will be USB-C going forward. And that change is significant because for the longest time, and you and I are both students of computing history, there was the IBMs of the day, right?
Yeah.
IBM was and you couldn't.
Yes, sir.
It was IBM and Apple. There was no competitors. It was just IBM.
Intelligent Business Machines. Is that what it was?
Yeah, something like that. And then the IBM compatibles, or what are the IBM? Was it IBM compatibles they called them? I'm trying to remember.
Sounds right.
The show to whatever Halt and Catch Fire. That whole series basically tells the story of the IBM market.
They were number one at the time.
Hold on.
IBM was huge.
I got to figure this out because I know the language.
Yep. IBM makes they were really, they're still around too. They still do stuff.
Oh yeah, they're around.
Yep.
Okay, the IBM PC compatible. Okay, so the 1981 IBM personal computer created a de facto industry standard, and then they were able to, like Compaq and others were able to reverse engineer BIOS, enabling third-party clones of IBM compatible machines. Yep. So when you talk about like IBM, so for a long time, up until a certain point in the 80s, IBM was it. You could only get IBM computers.
That's right, yeah.
It was a monopoly. It was, and I mean, Apple was around, but IBM was the business.
They were the man. Yep.
They were, and so the IBM compatible breakthrough broke open the market.
It did, yeah.
And it changed computing forever.
It did.
And now you had companies like Compaq, you had HP, you had Gateway, you had E-Machines, you had all
Gateway. Holy moly, boy, that's going back a little way.
And so E-Machines is a very distinct generational reference if you understand that.
It is.
We sold them at Circuit City when I worked at Circuit City back in the day.
They had them at Walmart too, didn't they?
Not good machines.
No,
they were they were like cheap. And they worked-ish, but they were not. They were not good. And then Gateway but now you look at the market for PCs.
The cow computer.
Yeah, the Gateway, the cow computer. You look at the market now, and you've got HP still around. Compaq got swallowed up.
Yep, they did.
Compaq got swallowed up. You have Lenovo. You have Apple. You have HP. You have a couple others, but the market has kind of stabilized.
It has.
But there's still competing companies. There's still competing devices and competing ways. So it's an interesting kind of time to be alive, but it's also a challenging time to be alive, to your point about costs of equipment, costs of computers. So that brings us to the next conversation, which is RAM and storage.
Holy crap.
And so we were talking off mic about how I finally decided. So my computer that I bought from a friend had 16 gigs of RAM. And it was okay for a long time. Like 16 gigs worked, but it started so. Again, this is the nerdy part of this podcast, which of course it's
the best part.
Counting gamers, right? So I have three monitors attached to that desktop. I run Spotify, I run Discord, I run Chrome, but I run Dabble. Dabble Writing is my writing tool, and then I have Google Docs open with like references for the book, characters, history, stuff like that. So all three windows are occupied and working.
Ooh.
With the 16 gigs of RAM had, I was timing out.
Holy crap.
For the first time with that computer, and I was like, oh no.
What the crap?
If that one's timing out, none of my other stuff's going to be able to work this.
True, yeah.
So I had to swallow my pride and go on the Micro Center website and look at what it was going to cost me, and dear, sweet baby Moses RAM is not cheap right now. And that, if you're listening to this and you're any student of the computing world right now, Now, there's various reasons for this. One of the biggest reasons is AI data centers because they are swallowing up RAM and storage.
They're buying it before it's even made.
Yes. And so when you look at a micro center, which is the one place that you can be guaranteed to at least get something of a fair shake, they're having to put those prices to the roof because they have to pay for the RAM to put it in store.
Yeah.
So they're having to pay in advance, trying to get that
paying
ordered.
more money.
So that money gets passed on to us. That's just the way the market works.
That's how it is. Yep.
But the bigger problem is these AI data centers, which we can talk a little bit about, because you got either a job offer or you had an opportunity to possibly to get to work in one.
I did. Yep.
In a southern state, and we talked through that. So we meet. Spoiler alert, me and Chris talk outside this podcast. Every week we sit down on a Saturday morning over coffee.
Except for last week
because he had to pick up his wife.
I did.
Things happen.
Yes, sir.
So
good to have her back.
We talk, and then alternatively, every other week we do a podcast, a Christian podcast, whatever, that we talk about stuff. Anyway.
Yep.
So what we do talk about is we talk about AI data centers. We talk about AI.
Yeah.
We talk about, because I'm a teacher and Chris works in an IT infrastructure which has interactions with AI.
We do.
And is having to grapple with AI.
Yep.
And so these AI data centers are being touted as the future for communities. They're an economic driver. Like they'll bring jobs, they'll bring
temporarily
utility costs. They'll pay utilities, yada yada yada. But there have been videos over the last week and a half that I've watched on YouTube that have just popped up in my algorithm where these data centers are loud as heck.
Yeah, it's like a constant hum.
Yep.
Well, so check this out, y'all. I know a lot about this. So, like, for instance, when you're, if you've ever been in an environment where you're in a building, and which most of us have been in a big building, it takes a lot of cooling to cool down a building that size.
Yeah.
Now think about a data center. A data center is 10 times that size.
Yep.
And they have to have these huge compressors to compress the refrigerant to cool the building down.
Yep.
And the problem is you're creating an enormous amount of heat.
Yep.
An enormous amount of heat.
Yep.
Because as we know, energy creates heat.
Yep.
It always does. It's physics.
There's a reason why they have water-cooled graphics cards or water-cooled processors.
Yeah, exactly. It's a more efficient way to do things.
Yeah.
The problem is that with cooling, you have these compressors, but you also have to have. Now, some of them have went to, in the environment they're in, they can cool them a lot more efficiently. The problem is they're still placing a huge load on the grid.
Yeah.
And the consumers are paying the price.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that should be illegal.
Yeah.
I do not think the consumer should have to pay anything. I mean, some utilities are going up 80%, 100%. It's like, okay, when did this become the consumer's problem?
Right.
That's my problem with AI.
Right. A lack of planning on your part does not necessitate an emergency or a shifting of the
my responsibility.
Like, I'm not responsible for a data center. I didn't agree to a data center.
Nope.
I didn't really want this.
And most people will hide it. Most cities will hide it.
Yeah.
From their people. It's sad to say, but
yeah.
I think there's supposed to be 2 going in where is it? Thornton, maybe?
There's talk of one over down here in northeastern Colorado somewhere.
Yeah. I've heard of one going in. I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that Colorado should have stuff like that. I think it's a bad thing.
I think the problem with data centers is that it creates. So here's the thing. We've talked about this. I can't remember if we talked about it on this particular show in the past, or we've talked about it in other episodes of our other podcasts. The problem with AI is it's not making money. Now, yes, you can pay for Grok, you can pay for Gemini.
Grok is excellent.
You can pay for other AI. Like there's a payment process to get the access to the premium functional uses of the software beyond just like the once a week you might use it. Now, for me, I will in full transparency, I pay for Grok Premium.
Me too.
Because I use it as a editor for my novels and my fiction.
It works really well.
It does.
Grok really well.
So I've used Gemini in the past. Paid Gemini, mind you.
It's really good for figuring out car problems too.
Yeah, so Gemini Paid lied to me about my drafts that I was working.
Me too.
And it's like, that's not acceptable. If the AI is not, if you're going to lie to me straight out about what I'm writing or what I've given you for my writing, we're done. Like, it's over. No more. Bye-bye. So Grok, for the most part, 99% of the time, I haven't had an issue of like, hey, where are you getting that from?
Yeah.
It is built around, there's a reason why on X.com, formerly Twitter, people will tag Grok and be like, Grok, can you verify this? And so Grok will do the research, will verify if the website's good sources. Like, it'll say, no, this is what's really going on, and here's the sources for that information. So in a lot of ways, Grok...
I like Grok because of that.
Yeah, Grok has really... But here's the thing. So I use it. I use paid Grok. Somewhere in a data center in the United States is my Grok account using a data center.
Mine too, yeah.
But here's the thing. They're looking for ways for Grok to make money. They're looking for ways for Gemini, for Claude, for all of these AI programs to make money.
Gemini is terrible.
I
freaking hate Gemini.
I wish it was. Maybe I need to try it again because it's improved. But I found I can trust Grok. My point is that AI is going to be used.
It is. Yeah.
But the problem is that the nothing ever is golden. Like, there's no grass is never greener on the other side. So there's risks with all the stuff that we do technology-wise.
Yeah.
Pentium processors require different minerals. Like, there's like when Pentiums came around 15, 20 years ago, it was like, oh my gosh, but those Pentium chips need different kinds of minerals. So we have to mine in places. We have to get that stuff. Your RAM needs to be DDR5 or DDR4, whatever.
Which requires double the resources of DDR4.
Right. So you have to then get the minerals in that and you have to produce them. And so everything that computers produce or create or are part of, they're going to require something that's not going to be friendly.
You have to pull it out of the ground.
You got to pull there's no other way to do it.
Yeah.
In the 2026 world. Like, it's just, you can't create these things out of thin air. And so the problem that we have is that we need data centers because people are going to use AI and more companies are using AI for good or bad, to be very fair. But those data centers are necessary for those companies to make money on their product. Problem is, they require a lot of water. They require a lot of power. Mm-hmm. And there are on and off reported issues in states where there is a lot of data centers being built or have been built of power issues, of power concerns. Oh, hey, the grid is getting really taxed right now. Yeah. Whereas we've never had that conversation. There was posts in the Springs and I think out east maybe on here where there was like the cities were like, hey, the grid's getting pushed a little bit more than it usually does. With your air conditioning, we ask that you limit your power usage. And people were like, I'm sorry, what? Like, that has, in my... Oh boy. I've been here since 92 in Colorado. Okay. Now, mind you, when I moved here in 92, I was in 4th or 5th grade. So there may have been warnings like that on the power grid, but I don't remember them.
I don't think there were.
But I've been around here for this Colorado since 1992. In my memory that I can recall, now I'm sure there's exceptions to this, but there has never been like, hey, the grid's getting overtaxed. Please don't use your air conditioners during this time. Yep. Now, mind you, in California and other states where that is an issue and they've completely
California's bad.
They've flummoxed their power supplies.
Yeah.
That does happen. And people are just like, what are we living in right now? Are we living in the United States? Or are we living in some other country where there's brownouts? Like, what is going on here? But part of that, the issue there is it's a 2 or 3 part issue that I know of, is we've gone away from energy that is coal-based or environmentally unfriendly, quote unquote, as I put my hands in the quote position here, to more
with an extreme look on his face.
Right. And then we've gone to wind power, we've gone to solar power. Those are not guaranteed.
They are not.
There's no guarantee that the wind is going to blow.
Very inefficient too.
Or that those wind generators are going to survive, because many stories, especially on the East Coast and other places, where these wind turbines break.
They fly all the pieces.
And there's no recycling of those pieces. You have to basically dispose of them properly because they are environmentally, say it with me, unfriendly.
Uh-oh.
So on a coast, is either, I can't remember, it was like Virginia, Rhode Island, one of those East Coast places where they had them. So they have off-coast wind generators, right?
Yep.
That are installed into the ground and
makes
the depths,
sense because
there's wind on the coast, right?
A lot of wind over there.
Well, people warned, like, hey, what happens when like these break or the spindles break or something happens? They're like, oh, it'll be fine. It's not fine because one did or a couple did, and the fiberglass that came off of the damaged and broke spindles on those wind generators washed up on shore.
Oh,
and that's dangerous, sharp stuff.
It is
to bare feet. It's also damaging to animals and the environment.
It's very bad,
and it's hard to clean up because, and the companies that were doing this didn't jump in fast enough to address it or say, hey, this happened. People had to find out on their own and do their own research to be like, hey, wait, why is this coming up on our shores? Oh, it's because one of the windmills broke and nobody said anything. Neither the city, the county, or the state, or the company that runs those wind generator farms said anything, and now it's a whole to-do. Google that. Have fun with that research.
Man, this all opens up a whole nother thing now.
Right. So this is the thing is that if we go with alternative energies, we have to know that it's safe. And the problem is that it's not. Now, you could make the argument, well, the coal-powered plants and all these other plants are not safe. It's like, yes, but we know the risk. We've used them long enough. We know that we can work on creating cleaner coal, cleaner exhaust. We can do those things. Those are things
and they actually run the power grid.
Right. They're guaranteed power. They are consistent. Yes. Do we have to refill a coal? Yeah, we do. But guess what? There's like natural gas plants. Yes, it requires natural gas. We have to do some work to it, but it's guaranteed. It is not going to fail in the middle of a day because the cloud coverage or it's not going to fail because we've had a week of clouds with no sun, with no generation on our
Which
solar.
happens in the winter.
It does.
It does.
During
a
blizzard, there's no wind, like the wind patterns shift.
Yep.
Or whatever, and we're not going to get the wind generation we need, so power drops down. There's a lot of argument and conversation within Europe right now that certain countries are realizing belatedly and very late to the game that their shutting down of their nuclear plants was a terrible idea because that takes away guaranteed power because people are freaked, oh, nuclear power. There's a lot of advances in the last 25 years in nuclear power generation.
It's a lot safer now.
It's not Chernobyl. That's old school. That was a Russian issue.
They didn't take care of it.
No, but they built it. It was built wrong. It was not built wrong, but there were issues with the reactor built and how it was built in the first place. Anyway, this is not a history lesson, but my point is,
I think it should be.
Break out the history books. Let's go.
Nerd time.
Take notes. There'll be an exam afterwards. But it's so the root of the AI issue. Part of the root of the AI issue is power.
Yeah,
they need power.
Lots of it.
Computers need power. If you've had a graphics heavy machine, if you've had a gaming PC, you know it's got to be cooled because that processor and that RAM and that graphics card, they generate heat. They're pulling power. If you've ever installed a power supply and you've had to go search for a power supply for your computer, you want to get one that can handle all that power, that's efficient, that's not going to short out, that's not going to die after a year of use. It's going to be reliable. Same thing with AI. You've got to have reliable power to power those centers.
You do.
And so those companies put contracts or take out contracts with local generators or cities or counties or whoever does the power generation, and they require a dedicated amount of power to run their centers because they are in the business of making money. And their data centers can't go down because then they'll lose money because then that will cascade and cause issues across the board. Because if that data center is powering an Amazon space or it's powering a whatever and it goes down, you've now created a cascade of issues where it's a domino effect where until you get it back up and running, it's going to continue to impact others beyond just your data center and whatever. So
for the people who are against data centers, my question is to you is how many photos do you post a week on Facebook?
Yeah.
How many photos do you have in Google Photos?
Yep.
All of this stuff is in the cloud. Not. There's no cloud.
Yeah. It's data centers.
It's a server.
It's a data center.
It's a server.
Yeah.
It's a data center.
Yep.
There's big hallways that all these servers live in.
Yep.
And that's what powers all your stuff.
Yep.
That's literally what it does.
And
it's
so
not
the dark side of that is that we've already have data centers, but with the AI drive, it's expanding those data centers.
It's gotten much worse, yes.
And so this is the part of like, okay, well, this is the good and the bad, right? The pros and the cons. No computing situation, no computer is ever going to be fully pro. And it's clean. It's not. Nothing is as clean as I think people want it to be.
Yeah.
There's this idea that we can have clean energy. That was the solar energy. That was the wind generation energy. That was a lot of that. It's like, oh, we can have clean energy. It's like, no. And here's the thing. People in certain segments of the society, politically and culturally, warned. And they said, this is not as clean as you think it is. Because it's not like, and so electric cars, right? So we'll go to that. We'll beat up that.
Oh, I was going to go there myself.
We'll beat that dead horse for a second. Electric cars, they are not clean energy.
They're not.
Because here's the thing: how do you power that car? Electricity. How do you do that? You have to charge it at a port at either a Walmart or your house.
Yep.
Well, that takes energy that you have to pay for either at the Walmart port or out of your home energy bill.
And what do you think powers your grid?
Right. Where does
energy.
Where does that power come from? If that power is coming from wind or solar and it's not 100% reliable depending on the weather and the situation in the world, well, now you've got a car that you can't guarantee is going to be charged because of what if there's a rolling brownout? What if there's not enough energy because we've always switched over to these clean energy options and we don't have it. We can't, it's not workable. And not only that, but electric car batteries, they are not easily disposable.
They are not. And they're huge,
They're huge. And so when they go bad, that adds a cost of replacement. And then you have to pay to dispose of them.
$25,000.
And they are not recyclable. They have to be disposed of.
And where do you think they dispose of them?
Well, they have specific. Well, so here's the thing. There's two paths. There's the right path, which you pay someone to do it. It costs money to dispose of it. Or you're somebody who's less than integrity filled, and you dispose of your car battery in a way that shouldn't be disposed of, and it causes pollution. Groundwater. So, and then there's the issue. They're not even done. The issue of car batteries exploding on transport ships, burning, and those batteries. The battery fires, the lithium battery fires, they are hard to put out.
They like blow up.
Yeah,
man.
They burn for days.
They do. Yeah.
There's been issues in the past at battery storage facilities where the fires, they couldn't put them out. They had to wait for them to burn out.
Yeah.
And there's only a particular kind of foam or whatever, fire hose or whatever that has chemicals that puts it out, but it even doesn't do. It takes time.
It does.
And so this is the part of the clean energy argument.
It's the uncomfortable part.
It is because we don't acknowledge, well, okay, I do, you do.
Yeah.
But a lot of the proponents, they try and kind of bulldoze over these issues or problems that are not, it's not clean. It's never going to be clean. There's no way. Energy doesn't work that way.
Electric vehicles are not the future. I don't think.
Well, and here's the thing. They found that the hard way because in the last 2 years or so, they have companies are quietly switching away from electric cars.
I think you should go to hydrogen.
Well, that or they're going to hybrid. So they're going with they're electric hybrids and they're gas hybrids.
I can see that.
And that's a compromise that I could get behind.
I could do that.
Now, mind you, my big Toyota Tundra truck, I don't think that's a good hybrid vehicle to adapt to because you need a car that's going to be able to pull and move and that can only be done through combustion. Like that 8-cylinder engine is a beast. It's going to tow your boat.
It is.
It's going to tow your trailer. It's going to do what it needs to do. You try and do a hybrid Toyota Tundra, you're going to end up again using more of that gas than that electric because that's what gets the power. This is the thing. We know the combustion engine has been around for 100+ years.
It has.
We know how to perfect it. We know how to make it run well. We know how to.
Some people do.
Yeah.
They can, but they just won't.
Yeah. So but we have enough time with it, right?
Yeah.
We haven't had a lot of time with electric cars, and people are like, "Oh, we've had it for 20 years." Yeah, 20 years plus versus 100.
That's not even.
That's not even close.
It's not even the same.
But not even so. Again, we've had 20 to 25 years of renewable energy, but it's not really renewable because the amount of trash and the amount of stuff that's come off of these renewable energy pieces is alarming. And people are just like, whatever. I'm like, no, you don't. If you're not willing to hear that, like, I'll take the criticism of the combustion engine, but I'll also say, well, cool, let's look at how much the United States pollutes in the air overall to a country like in India or a China or anybody else. The numbers are stark. Our contribution, quote unquote, to the carbon situation and the pollution in the air is significantly smaller than an India or a China or whatever.
It's hazy there.
Yeah.
There's a haze in the air.
The Industrial Revolution continues apace in those countries. But here's the thing. You can't tell China's not a part of the Accords to reduce pollution. They don't care.
They don't.
They're like, you can't make us do anything.
We're going to build robots and junk too.
We're going to do all the things you tell us not to do because you don't have any power over us.
Yeah.
And in some ways, and this is again a political argument that we very rarely do on this podcast, but I'm going to make it, is that we've turned over our energy independence to something that is restrictive and is putting us behind.
I think so.
We are not able to advance because we've put so many restrictions on our energy production and what we're willing to do, that we are going to be dependent on others in our lifetime. Yep. And that's not good. So when we talk about AI data centers, the AI data centers are in a lot of ways what can set us apart. Do I like them? No. Do I agree with them? Not completely. But I also understand it's an evolution in computing. We talked about on our podcast last year about how there's been this plateau of innovation.
Yeah. It's kind of like grown stale.
The data centers and the AI piece, that's the only thing that's growing.
Yeah.
That's it. There hasn't been new chipsets that are going to blow apart the competition.
Nope.
They're all pretty standard. They're
quantum computing.
3 gig. Well, it has no home use right now.
It has no use for us.
It's so far advanced and so far expensive that it has no regular application to our computing, to our games. Like it has no currently. Now, when the day that gets adapted and applied to the consumer
then it will
computing market, that will be a game changer. But I don't think that's coming anytime soon.
I think that if you're going to grow something at an exponential rate, you get it to the consumer. The consumer, the regular people are the ones who will grow it.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. So then
cray man.
The computing world is a hot mess.
It's a hot mess. Yeah.
So now here's, I talked about this on another podcast, but I want to talk about it here. So gaming.
Yes. Good luck. Gaming's kind of in a suck fest right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I played a game called Green Hell. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's all right. We got attacked by a tribe, me and my son Isaac.
Yeah.
But I don't. Games are not what they used to be. They are.
Right.
They just kind of suck now. Like I remember when Far Cry, the original one, came out.
Ugh.
How good and how hard it was.
But it was fun.
It was fun as crap.
Oh.
I got so mad at that game, but I loved it. And I can't these days, man. I just can't. I don't see a game like that anymore.
So Halo, the Combat Evolved remaster came out. And it's only the campaign, right? I don't know if you've watched videos on this. I have.
I'm doing a series on it, actually.
So it's the release that just came out.
It just came out.
The new release. Hold on. Let me look at my.
I have the Master Chief collection.
That's a whole different thing. Let me look at my YouTube, YouTube history. So let me find it. History. Let me find it. So the Indie Games Hub channel came out with a trailer for Train Watch. Put that on your list of trailers to watch. It is wild.
What's it called?
Train Watch. It's very narratively driven, but it's very dark and insidious and really, 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 really interesting. That's one of the videos.
Oh, there it is.
Sorry, I'm
trying to dev, bro.
I'm trying to find my video. Yeah, so Halo Campaign Evolved. So that's the new release that came out, and it was through it did on the Unreal Engine 5 or whatever. So Halo Campaign Evolved is a disaster. So I watched the video from the real life fake wizard. It's a YouTube channel I recently subscribed to about 6 months ago, and he just talks about video games and content and media.
Yep.
And his video is worth watching. It's 15 minutes long. I won't play you any of the content here, but real life fake wizard. It's 120,000 views on his video, so not weak sauce there.
Yeah, pretty good.
But he reviews the Halo Campaign Evolved release.
Yep.
So it's it's the first game's campaign remastered, but they added in an hour long prequel, and it's an absolute train wreck. It's what you're talking about. It's modern storytelling.
It's trash.
Every mistake, they introduce stuff like weapons. So he talks about how, to your point, he talks about the Halo games, the original Halo games, right? 1, 2, and 3, whatever.
Great game.
How they were challenging, how you discovered weapons as you went, how you got to kind of upgrade your weapon content.
What does this do?
Right, and the enemies leveled up. The enemy uniqueness grew as you traveled through this game universe. He talks about how the prequel throws all of that away. You get all the weapons, all of them in the prequel. Like you pick them up, and there's no progression. It's just there.
No.
And the storytelling and the cutscenes are written horribly. And the story, the prequel basically takes all of Halo 1, 2, and 3 and retcons the heck out of it and basically almost ignores it, is what he says. Disappointing everyone and disappointing all the fans of the game who are just like, and his point is, you had all the ability to reintroduce an entirely new generation to the Halo content, but you didn't. You plopped your face on the ground and said, bleh, and you pratfalled your way through it. It's the reviews of it, the two videos I have. So there's Real Life Fake Wizard.
Hey, this.
This is now Legendary Drops. Talks about it, and his video is 26 minutes long. So Legendary Drops videos, his title is "This Game Is So Fried."
So here's my question.
Yeah.
If I can write better than these people, why don't I go? I can write trash too.
I should be a video game.
We should
be a video game writer.
At least it'd be better.
But it's not just the writing; it's the design.
Yeah, the design.
Somebody, an entire team, probably of hopefully talented people, put this release together.
Oh my goodness.
Now, here's what I think. I think a lot of these recent releases out of the Xbox world are probably pre-takeover, when the new lady came in and started just being like, get this crap together. The Phil Spencer era of Xbox was not a good time, apparently, and now this new lady is cleaning house and forcing Todd Howard to make statements on Reddit and Twitter and all these places and say, this is the update, here's how things are going, and here's what we're going to do, when Todd Howard never did any of those things.
Yeah, she's actually doing a good job.
She is.
I like her.
And I don't like that people lost their jobs, but it's also like the gaming industry,
there's a reason they did,
has operated, I don't want to say with impunity, but it's operated in a way that is not serving its consumers.
Anti-consumer.
It's anti-gamer.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where you just kind of go, so the example I use on one of the other podcasts, our Gilmore Geeks podcast, that is probably needs to still be released, but the game is called Mixtape. I don't know if you've watched the videos on this at all. Have fun with that. Do that this afternoon while you're resting. Okay. Look at Google Mixtape Reviews or Mixtape Compilation.
Okay.
The game is not a game. It's a movie on train tracks. There were examples of gamers who put their controllers down in certain sequences, and the game took them through it. Took them through the sequence, like a driving sequence or a skateboarding sequence, or it's wild. So the game is a bunch of flashbacks. So the game is built around the 80s or early 90s. The characters are unlikable. The main character is like, but here's the thing, the writing is, and they make this point in several of the reviews, the writing is like somebody who wanted to have gone through the 90s high school experience, but never did.
Oh, no.
And trying to create this, it's not intended to be a satire of that experience, but it comes off as absolute satire.
Yeah.
And so the game mechanics are, you don't actually do anything. There's no narrative RPG choices. You just click on things, it shows you something, and then you just go to the next thing, click on it, and then that next thing takes you into a flashback where there's a gaming sequence, or you're taking a shopping cart down and avoiding things. There is no risk or reward in the game. I've watched every single compilation video I can get my hands on, and the writing is offensive. Like, I was just like this. I don't often say cringe, but I was cringing as I'm watching these videos and listening to this dialogue and listening to the choices that the creators and the voice actors and everybody made. I was like, this went through layers. But here's the best part. So this will make you either laugh.
They went bankrupt?
No. On the other side of it. So the game, you know how games have music licenses, right? Or movies have music licenses, TV shows. And those licenses most often will have an expiration.
They do.
So when they end up on Amazon or they go to another streaming platform, they have to put in different music that's non-commercial, whatever. This game, because the person's father is loaded. This is a Nepo baby situation. Because people are like, oh my gosh, this is an independent game. They dug not very deep, and they found the person's dad was like a rich millionaire with more than a millionaire like money. So what they did is, when they dug in, they found out that they had gotten the music licensed in perpetuity. It's a permanent music license for this game.
Crap. Oh,
that doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't
in gaming.
No,
because that is a lot of money that you have to put down either front and or
on the front end. Oh yeah,
or repeat. But like, yeah, they were the songs, which I recognize one or two of them, which tells you how much that music means to me, was licensed in perpetuity.
Darn,
that's massive amounts of money. That is not an indie game. That's a Nepo baby game.
Yeah,
and if you're wondering what Nepo is, it's nepotism. So this individual, his or her dad, was able to fund this game.
Yeah.
This pet project that should have been a movie.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people said. They said, and even like the creators were like, yeah, this is supposed to be, could have been a movie, but we decided to make a game. It's like, why would you do? And here's the thing. Multiple gaming websites and magazines were like 9.5 out of 10, game of the year possibility, blah, 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 blah. And people were like, what has happened in gaming that this, which is a non-game, wins game is propped up as game of the year possibility. At least 10 gaming websites talked about how this game was like a 9.5 or a 10 out of 10.
You know, I have played in my lifetime maybe 3 or 4 games worthy
of game of the year.
That.
Yeah.
Diablo 3, one of my favorite games of all time. Love that game.
Baldur's Gate 3 for me.
Yep. I've heard that
Cloud Obscura Expedition 33.
Yep.
At the top of that list.
The original Halo.
Yeah.
Up at the top of my list. There's only a few. There's not really, like, I really enjoyed the Blair Witch. That game was very good. I liked it. But it was made by Bloober,
yeah,
which made another game that was really good too. So there's I don't know, man. There's so many games that Detroit Become Human.
Yeah.
That game is off the chain.
Yeah.
The story, the writing, the whole experience was excellent. And so there's games like that I love, but these days, man, I don't like playing games anymore. Like, it's not
right.
I like Warzone, but the only reason, I'll be transparent, the only reason I play Warzone is because when my dad was alive, this was 5 years ago, we were playing Warzone every day together.
Mm-hmm.
Me, my brother-in-law, and my dad.
Yeah.
All three of us played together every day.
Yeah.
And it's nostalgic for me. I love it because of that. But
and that's again, we talk about multiplayer games. The power of a good multiplayer game is a game that draws people together over and over and over again, and you want to keep going back to that because there's elements and mechanisms in the game that make it fun to play together.
I want to get better too.
Well, and so like for Helldivers 2, I play online.
That's a good game.
I play online with a bunch of buddies every so often. I haven't played in a while. But it's a fun game to play together because the elements are new enough and different enough, but also similar enough and the same that it's familiar.
It is.
And you enjoy getting together with friends and playing a session or 2 or 3 or however many because it's fun. It's enjoyable. Yeah, it's violent. Yeah, it's massive. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's gunfire.
Freaking cray.
But it's fun, and that's what games are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Games are not supposed to be a lecture. Games are not supposed to be exhausting. Games are not supposed to be these things that's just like, why are we doing this again and again? Sims 4. The reason why I will never, ever go back to Sims 4 is because, guess what? I have the Sims 3 and I have the Sims 2. I know the brilliance.
Those are good.
I know the goodness of those games, and I know what I'm getting.
They say 2 was very good.
2 is the best. And they recently came out with the full package Sims 2 on Steam. Ooh. And it's legit. It's remastered. It's clean. It's brilliant. And I need to sit down and play it a lot more than I have because it's just there's something about how Maxis built those games. Sims 4 is not the Maxis team we knew and love, but Sims 2, and 3 were just that good. They were fun. They were an evolution, but they were entertaining because you could do anything you wanted, and the world was open, and it was. But again, this is the thing about being. We talked about this earlier, off mic. We're getting too old for this. Like we're getting, and I say that, but I also don't mean it in the way like get off my lawn. It's like we were born into a day and age of gaming excellence. Now, yes, were there some bad games? Of course there were.
There were a lot,
but there were a lot more good games because the system was built to not just give us slop; it was built to give us quality games.
It was. Yeah.
Command and Conquer had such a good run because Westwood loved the product. They loved the IP, and they put out good games.
Shout out to Westwood,
until we hit like Command & Conquer 4 and all hell broke loose. Yep. I don't even know if Command & Conquer 3 was any good, but up until
it was pretty good. It was
up until that point, like it was an evolution. It was fun. It was campy. People forget that Command & Conquer, the original Command & Conquer, had full motion video.
The first game to ever do it.
Yeah.
It was the first game.
It was fun. It was campy.
It was cool.
We were like, whoa. Now you're looking at it back now and you go, okay, that's green screen, whatever. But it was fun. Like Command & Conquer 2, Red Alert 2. Like they
Kane.
knew.
I hated Kane.
But they knew what their gamers loved. They knew what the gamers wanted.
Yeah.
And they gave what the gamers wanted. One of the videos talks about how the producers, we mentioned it today as well, but the games that are being produced today are not for the gamers, they're for the studios.
Yeah.
They're for the programmers. The people who are building a game, that's the game they want. They want to put that game out because that's what they think we want. They don't know what we want anymore because they don't want to listen.
They don't want to listen.
Oh, well, you're toxic gamers. You don't know anything. We're going to give you what you're going to take what we want to give you, and you're going to like it. The problem is we have choices now. There are independent studios putting out incredibly solid games.
Like single developers.
Yeah, who are putting out incredible games that are blowing people away and going, wow, this is a good game. I'm going to support this. Yeah. I'm going to make this happen.
So I got to tell you a story.
Okay.
So there was this game that I had heard about, and he was a single developer, made the entire game. A game called Spaceborne 2.
Okay. I think I've heard of this.
Yes. I said, you know what? If one guy can make this game, I'm going to support him. I bought it full price, $20.
Yeah.
One of the best games I have ever had. Excellent game. And so studios with all these people making things, the game should not just be okay.
Right.
It should freaking like blow your socks off. If you have all this talent in one place, it should be good. If they don't, they should be fired because they're not doing their job.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion. If I were in charge of a game studio and they released a game that was trash, I'd say, okay, what did y'all do wrong? What happened? Let's walk through it.
Right.
Well, we wanted to produce a narrative for this or for that. And I'm like, no. You're fired.
Right.
They'd be fired on the spot. And so I like games that provoke emotion in me.
Yeah.
That pull emotion out of me.
Yeah.
That's what I should say. It pulls emotion out of you because of the way that they mold the characters, the graphics, and the story together.
So here's the thing. As bad as the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 was, it got better, but that game made you feel things.
Yeah.
That's
true. I've heard.
When the character that we were riding with originally, I think his name was Johnny, whatever, when that, spoiler alert, that game's been out for a couple of years, so tough if you haven't played it.
I've never played it.
It's good. It's in its condition now. It's miles and miles better. Yeah. Entirely different universe is better than it was.
Yeah.
And I never played the DLC. I need to though, because now I have RAM that'll handle it.
Yeah.
But you felt when that character that you played the intro with dies. You feel it.
Oh.
It hurts. And then
That's good.
Then when you start working with other characters and build relationships with them, you start to feel things for these people. They are not real, obviously. They are made up.
Yep.
But you feel a connection because the way it's written and the way the story is told and the way that you make your choices can draw you closer or farther away from them.
Well, now I got to play it.
It is a fun little game.
I have it. Never played it.
It is in its current condition, yes, it's a lot better than it used to be because the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 is a masterclass in stupidity.
It was a disaster.
It was bad. But again, CD Projekt Red, they went to work and they got it better. They're now working on the release of Witcher 4, which is going to be exciting.
That might be pretty good.
And did you know that Witcher 3 is getting a DLC in September?
Did not know that.
So exciting.
That is a great game from what I hear.
Again, Witcher 3, worthy of Game of the Year several times over.
Yeah.
Those are the games we love to play. We love single-player games. We don't want another Fortnite on our hands. We're tired of Fortnite.
No, I don't want no Fortnite.
People are done. I mean, Fortnite still makes money. It powers the Epic Store.
I freaking hate Fortnite.
But it's a thing. But so many others have tried to copy it that they've led themselves astray. Anyway, that's a whole thing. But my point is that there are single-player games that continue to be excellent. So Cyberpunk 2077, I want to get back into it. I may install it later today and just get back into it because I loved I love the environment. I love the story. I love the characters. They were flawed. They were imperfect, but they were stories that I wanted to experience.
They're written by humans. It should be.
They're written by people who care.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red, for all their faults that they've had in the past, they tell a worthwhile story.
Yeah.
And they know how to do it. They're not idiots. They probably read books. I mean, they read the Witcher books probably to put out Witchers 1, 2, and 3.
Probably did.
You never mind. Don't even get me started on the TV series that destroyed it. But that's the point is that you read, you engage, you create, and you write, and you put together a solid game that draws people back in. There are people who will go back and play The Witcher 3. I'm one of them. I will go back every so often and play it again and go through it and experience it.
Well, now I got to play that one too. Darn. Crap. My whole weekend's gone.
It's over. It's how do I like? There's games that make you want to like, for example, Crimson Desert.
Oh yeah.
I've
heard that game is awesome.
It was great up until a certain point. Okay, I can talk about this actually. So Crimson Desert, I bought it right when it came out because I had watched Luke Stevens talk about it, and he was like, "This is gonna be big. This is gonna be big." I don't talk about. He's like, I don't often get excited about something.
We like Luke.
Yeah, he's solid dude. He said, "Yeah, it's gonna be big." So I bought it and I played it, and oh my goodness, absolutely worth it. Unfortunately for me, there's certain points in the game that it's a struggle. The puzzles are hard, whatever, but you can Google them, right?
Yeah.
I got to a point, it's chapter 8. It leads in the chapter after this mission is chapter 9. So there's a mission in which you discover a dragon and it flies away and you have to jump on this dragon and cleanse the attachments that are on it that are poisoning it. This is the first time I've ever had to do this. I couldn't get it figured out. I got on his back once and followed the instructions to hold and to do the thing, and then I got bucked off. And I had to restart the sequence.
Darn, that's annoying.
I tried again and again, and for whatever reason, you have to jump on the dragon and hit it at a certain point. You can use like an attachment to grab him, but every time I used the attachment to grab him, it didn't work. This is the first time this has ever happened. So I said, you know what? I have done this like 40 times, and I cannot get it.
Yeah.
And I made the comment to myself, I'm like, this isn't a programming issue. Somebody somewhere, when they made this mission, made it too hard.
Yeah.
And it's out of control. This is obscene. And I don't often lay criticism in that way on a game designer or a game itself, but that sequence, that mission, because that is the last piece. Because everything else I was able to figure out.
Yep.
The challenges with some of the racism, I got it. I managed to make it happen. It took me time to breathe, but I got through it. But this one, I could not get it done. This is the first time I've ever done this. I went online. I found a save game that was directly after that mission, and I used that going forward.
Darn.
I've never done that in my life.
I hadn't either.
Ever.
I've never done it.
And I was like, I legitimately cannot do this. I will rage quit. And I didn't want to rage quit the game because there's so much good stuff to come after that.
Yep.
The problem was that all the stuff that I hadn't done in that was done for me in that save game. So I missed out on some opportunities for some content because I had not completed all the stuff that this person had.
Yeah.
So that sucked. And I may go back and find a save that is less completed with that dragon situation taken care of.
Oh, yeah.
But it was that moment of going, this game is great until this moment.
Now it sucks.
And I would never give it like a 1-star rating based off of that. But I would as a 44-year-old person, I would want to get on a plane, go to that studio and be like, look, I'm not an idiot. I'm not a 21-year-old. I'm not a 16-year-old idiot who doesn't have the patience. This mission is flawed.
Yeah, something's wrong.
And this has to change because there are people out there who are going to rage quit this game and never come back to it because this is it. This is it for them. They can't manage it.
True.
Like I went online and I Googled, and the Reddit stuff was just like, I just by the luck, I tried it 50 times, and on that 51st time, I got lucky and I managed to hold on and do the right thing to do the thing. But the fact that it took them 50 times, that's beyond Dark Souls territory.
That's way beyond Dark Souls.
That's Dark Souls times a million.
Yeah.
And that's unacceptable.
Yep.
So there's a couple of moments in games where I've had that experience, but this was one where it was just like, I have to find a save game that's after this because I can't do this. Which means I lost all of my armor and the stuff that I've been collecting because I had someone else's save game.
Yeah.
So again, gaming isn't perfect and Crimson Desert isn't perfect, but I got up to almost to the end of chapter 8, with all the challenges the game throws at you.
Darn.
But it's the one mission. I was like, I don't have the patience.
No,
I don't have the
crazy.
time to sit here for 3 hours and try and get on the stupid dragon.
Yeah,
Now, I may go back to my save game and see if I have a free weekend or a free Friday night.
A free weekend.
And just try.
Yeah.
Because I really liked the armor that I had collected. I really liked the character growth that I had.
Yep.
I really liked what I had done and that I had so much more to discover. But yeah, this was rough.
Man.
So again, but Crimson Desert is a good game.
Yep.
I would argue it's probably a Game of the Year contender. They made originally it was going to be a prequel to the Black Desert on Steam, which is
I've heard it's good.
Which is MMORPG.
Yep.
But they switched halfway through the game's production to make it single player.
Oh.
That decision changed the developers.
Changes the play.
It changes the play, but it also changed the direction of the studio because now people bought that game like crazy because of all the good stuff that they found in it. And they've updated consistently. Hey, we fixed this, we fixed that. We're working on this, we're working on that. So maybe they'll fix the dragon situation soon enough.
It might.
If enough people complain about it, but that's a game of the year. That's a game worth investing. It is. There are people who are still in the opening area, and they're like 100 hours in. They have not explored the rest of the map. They are still playing in the original opening area.
Hours?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, you can, but that's, and it never gets really old because you enjoy traveling. You enjoy exploring. You can set the UI to a limited information.
Yep.
So the map doesn't show up. You have to just generally be like, okay, it's in the southeast. Okay, I got to find the southeast. I got to go there. Now, I am not that person. After a while, like, I need my UI back. Give me my map. Give me my stuff. Give me my journal. Give me my stuff. I need to know where I'm going. But some people really loved it, and the game gives you that ability to choose how much do you want, how hard do you want it to be, and how much information do you want to be given.
Yep.
So, anyway.
Man, one of my favorite games is Repo. And
okay.
The reason why is my son, I wish I would have recorded this. My son Isaac has this ability to take a game that is extremely difficult and make it look extraordinarily easy.
Yeah.
So all of us, there were 4 of us playing, right? 4 of us playing this game. Me, my buddy Matt, and one, I think his brother, and then my son Isaac. And there were a couple other people. I think there was 5 or 6 people of us playing it. And we had all died. My son Isaac was the only one left, right? He gets this like super speed thing. I don't even know how he got it. We still don't know how he got it.
Yeah.
He was able to run past the enemies. He used the enemies to beat each other.
Yeah.
He would stand behind one of the enemies and the other one would club the other one in the head and kill him.
Yeah.
I have never seen somebody so good at a puzzle. My son Isaac, son, if you listen to this, you're brilliant.
Yeah.
My son is brilliant. He is absolutely a gamer. He's very, very good at it, man.
Yeah.
Very good. And I that day, like all the people were like quiet. They were silent. They couldn't believe what was happening.
Yeah.
How he was able to beat the game.
Yeah.
Under such conditions. There was no hope. There was no more coins. There was no money, nothing. Yeah. And he won. That game's pretty fun. The more people you got, the more fun it is. It's a very, very cool game. I like it.
And I think we're hitting the hour mark on this podcast. I didn't think we'd make it this far, but we did.
I could talk another 3.
Yes, but our poor audience is going to be like, give me a break. I'm tapping out.
Yeah.
So we might be doing this once a month. I think it'd be fun.
I think it would be, yeah.
Because there's still good. There are good games being produced, and there's good gaming, computing news, and stuff like that we can talk about.
Yep.
But I think the end of this is what we've talked about. What a theme that continues to reoccur through this podcast. Is games need to be fun.
Yeah,
they should be fun. They should be
really fun,
and they should be involving. And they should be emotional. So
they should.
Those 3 factors. They keep people coming back to games.
They do.
They keep people coming back to these IPs because you can produce an incredible game and then you never produce anything else again, or you produce crap from then on. But people will still remember the good that you made and try and believe that you can do that.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red again, Cyberpunk 2077, you think it would have sunk them. It didn't. For a while, people were very upset.
They were mad. Yep.
But It's a similar story to Hello Games. No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky is a story of a century of it started out as a terrible release, and all their promises were failure.
It's
and
freaking
then
amazing now,
Hello
though.
Games said, "Okay, we done screwed up. Let's work this." And since that day,
Man,
Hello Games has made No Man's Sky what Starfield should have been.
Starfield was terrible. I love No Man's Sky, though.
So here's the thing: is that some of the videos I've watched, and I'll have to send them to you. But Bethesda's the production of Starfield is what didn't give us Fallout, the next Fallout.
Oh yeah.
They focused on Starfield for so long, building it, believing it's what we asked for. Nobody asked for it.
No.
And what happened is that. So the Fallout TV series, which I love and you should watch and all of y'all should watch, seasons 1 and 2 are exceptional. Season 2 is solid on its own, but it builds on season 1 like nobody's business. And then from what we can tell, the season finale of season 2, we're headed to Colorado.
Yes, sir.
But here's the thing: Bethesda, from all the YouTube commentary I've watched, they didn't expect or predict that the series would be popular. Which is why they weren't ready for when it launched. They didn't have anything to put into Fallout 76. They didn't have anything.
My God.
They had nothing. Now at the point when it launched and suddenly people were excited and it was doing well, that's when you go, oh no, we need to put. So we got.
We done screwed up.
We done messed up. Let's get to work.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. They finished Starfield. It launched bad.
Terrible.
They only had some cosmetics for Fallout 76 that weren't even related to the television show. They do now, apparently. Again, I don't play Fallout 76, so whatever. But it's one of those stories of Bethesda spent time and money and effort in a game that nobody wanted and nobody cared about.
Yeah.
And nobody's talking about Starfield today.
No, it's a terrible game. I've played it. It's terrible.
So did I, and
it has the potential to be good.
I don't even know if it has that.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: they're stuck on that creation engine.
Yeah.
So they're talking about they're talking about Elder Scrolls 6, and they're talking about
oh Lord,
what's the other one? Fallout. They're talking about the next Fallout, and they're talking about still using Creation Engine 3.
Oh my.
The next iteration.
Come on.
It's
now.
like, y'all. This gaming engine has been routinely buggy in all of its iterations between Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Skyrim. It's never been good. It's been all right, but it's never been what it needs to be. And
you need to fix it.
But anyway, the point of it is that the amount of years that it's been between a Fallout, an actual single player Fallout game, and an actual single player Skyrim game, has been years, more than any other game studio has ever had between sequels. Yep. And the reason Bethesda didn't have it, at least was working on it, because Starfield took up that time. If they had said, this is about, nobody wants this game, let's work on a Fallout.
Yep.
We've got a TV series in development, let's build that. Hey, Skyrim, we need
build a good one.
Let's build it, let's make it happen, let's get it out there.
Yep.
But Bethesda of today, of 2026, they are in trouble because the new leader of Xbox has basically called all of them to the carpet, has shifted Fallout over to Obsidian, the originators.
I like her.
She's not playing games.
She's incredible.
But that's a pun right there. She's not playing games, but we are eventually going to be playing games because of her.
Yeah.
The idea
good games. Good games.
And that's the thing is that Microsoft Xbox is like, we've got to put out good stuff because right now PlayStation is eating our lunch. However, PlayStation's stupidity in saying no more physical discs then made people turn on PlayStation. And so it's like the console wars they're immolating themselves. They're self-sabotaging, and it's driving so many more people to PC.
Yeah.
I will never touch a console again in my life.
I don't like consoles.
I don't trust it.
I like the PlayStation 3. I have one.
Well, it's
all right.
To finish out this conversation, because we're going to keep talking, the PlayStation 6, they're talking about how because of RAM and storage costs, the cost of a PlayStation 6 may cross the $1,000 barrier.
Oh my goodness gracious alive!
There is no, think about that for a second. You have the option of choosing a $1,000 PS6 or using that money and spending a little bit more and getting a gaming PC that you can upgrade at will.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a no-brainer, man.
What choice are you going to make?
No-brainer.
I'll go PC every day because you can't upgrade it on an Xbox or a PlayStation. Mm-hmm. It's that iteration at that PlayStation 6 or the Xbox, whatever they're at now, Xbox Series X, I guess is what it is now. I don't pay attention. I don't really care about
Don't care.
PC guy till I die, but you can't upgrade. You can't change out the processor. You can't change out the RAM. You are strapped into whatever that iteration has.
Yeah.
And if in 6 months we get a new processor debut, well, you're going to have to buy a new Xbox or a new PlayStation with the upgraded in stuff versus
frig all that.
If I could just open it and but again, that would turn it into a PC based versus console. I'm going to make a bold statement because we're going to eventually close this podcast out. But I think the days of the console are headed out.
I think they are too.
Because here's the thing: it's 2026.
Yeah.
The PC market, the PC builder market, like you can create a powerful machine that rivals a console
for like $1,500.
And they have console, like they have controllers that you can buy for your computer that you can use in place of your mouse and keyboard.
And they have like the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
They have, and you know what's interesting about all this? We're going to close it out. Really, we really are.
We keep saying that. We may.
We'll see. The Steam Deck. So there's an interesting thing that I see happening. The Steam Deck and a lot of other things like that are being built on Arch Linux.
Okay.
So Valve and Arch are going together. Okay. They're joining together to build something. I don't know what it's going to be.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, my goodness.
Linux is Chris's favorite. Favorite hobby horse, favorite topic.
Yes, sir.
It's also his preferred operating system.
Yes, it is.
And so I just kind of sit back and go, okay, here we go with the Linux conversation again.
Yeah, and the reason it's so special is because if you think about this, right, a Linux system versus a Microsoft system, the startup times are completely different.
Yeah.
The resource usage is way better on Linux.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not disputing any of that. It just makes me chuckle when we talk about Linux.
I love Linux. Oh my god, it gets me excited.
Chris goes to town.
I do. My whole YouTube channel has pretty much got Linux all over it.
Yeah.
But it's because I really enjoyed the creative piece of it. So I don't know. I think that I agree with you. I believe that console era is kind of going out the back door.
Well, there's only two left. Xbox and PlayStation. Yeah. We used to have, Nintendo Switch 2, though. Here's the thing. That thing's expensive as heck.
People $500.
And the games are expensive for the Switch 2.
$80-$90 a game.
And people,
it's an SD card.
Yeah. It's literal. So I have a Switch. I have games. Mm-hmm. There is I'm happy with what I've got. Like, again, because I'm not a console guy. I've got my desktop PC, gaming PC.
Yep.
And yeah, I enjoy playing a Switch from time to time, but I am a creature of habit with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah,
that's where my jam is, and I think that's where a majority of people have come to and are headed into. But again, you talk about $1,000 for a PS6.
That's a crap ton of money, man.
And then you talk about the $500 Switch 2, and the games are more expensive, and there's talk of that happening in the PC market.
Yeah,
Grand Theft Auto 6 is being talked about as expensive as all heck.
Yeah, but look at PC. You can run Microsoft games.
Yeah.
You can run Steam games.
Yeah.
You can run Epic.
Yeah.
Ubisoft. Yeah. You can run literally any game you want to run. You can run it
on a PC.
On a PC. Yeah. Any game.
I think that's what you're going to see. I think this there's the exclusives are still going to happen on the Xbox.
Probably,
and the PS2s, PS6 or whatever. But I don't know if it's going to be as much as they in the past because again, a lot of that money is the PC market. It is an extraordinarily huge gaming market that they want a piece of.
What do you think about cloud gaming?
No. Because here's the thing.
I've played it. It was good.
But those are not. We're not talking about them in this day and age.
No.
They came out with like, whoa, look what we're doing. Like about 2 years ago, maybe.
2 years ago, yeah.
And it was like, look what we can do. And it was like, okay, great, but you have to have like a legitimate connection, fiber connection for this to work, and your processor.
Well, even then. So I have experience with this.
Yeah.
I took a month and a half and I ran Warzone, literally ran Warzone in a engine called NVIDIA GeForce Now.
Yep.
Ran it on CachyOS, which is Arch based.
Yep.
And it ran flawless.
Yep.
The only one that I've ever used that was flawless.
Yep.
The Microsoft one was horrific.
Yeah.
The latency was terrible.
Didn't Amazon have one at some point?
Yeah, Google did too.
Oh yeah, no, it was Google.
What was it? Started with an S.
Stadia.
There you go.
That's a flashback.
Which actually wasn't bad. It just wasn't great.
Well, that's what gamers need. They don't.
But GeForce Now is great.
And
they have a Linux client.
It's probably the one that has the staying power of all of them.
It does, yeah. And it was so I played Warzone, and I could not believe how good it really was. There's a video on my channel that has me playing it, and it was excellent. People are like, "What the crap?
Yeah,
this is really good."
I think the problem with that is that PC gamers are so used to being able to just have it on their stuff. Here's the thing, that the storage issue with the buying storage and SSDs now, that may drive people to that because it's expensive. Because games are getting bigger and bigger, and storage is at a premium right now.
Yeah.
Like, I probably need another hard drive in my computer at some point in the near future because I want to play more Steam games, but I only have so much room on that thing because that's just how it works.
Well, and the good thing about NVIDIA GeForce Now, we may do a whole thing on this one because it was incredible.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it is that it uses the games you already have. It like connects to all your platforms, Steam, Microsoft, all of them. It connects to all those, and it was so good.
Yeah.
The latency was near perfect.
Yeah.
It was that close to being perfect. Yeah. And I couldn't believe it. I was getting 25 kills a match.
Yeah.
And on casuals, don't y'all judge me. Don't y'all judge me. I know what people are going to say, but it was very good. But I think all of these things require a data center.
Yeah.
Even Steam. Steam's the same way.
Brings us back to that conversation to close. I think at last to close this podcast episode out.
We're going to close it this time.
We promise. It's the Achilles heel of modern computing.
It is.
We need those data centers to continue to do what we want to do, but those data centers require power. They require water. They require a whole host of utilities. They need space. They need access. They need to be, and it's not easy. And so we, as a culture, gaming community, country, localities, the decisions that we make in outlawing data centers or preventing them or encouraging them, I think that is what's going to decide the future of a lot of computing.
It will,
because the future, if it's not, I mean, it's been the cloud for a long time, but a lot of places are going to need that access, going to need those data centers to survive and to continue to do business. And that's the challenge. There's a lot of. It's not that we're in a delicate balance situation with the computing market, but we're in a situation where the choices that we're making in the stuff that we're engaging in building and producing, that will decide what happens to gaming as a whole, but also the PC market as a whole.
I agree.
Because it's the Pixel. I got something. The Pixel 11. Oh, gee golly willikers.
It happens sometimes, y'all.
It does. You get stuff in your eye, and you're like, "Oh, that hurts a little bit." The Pixel Pro 11 or the Pixel 11 is entirely run with AI.
Yeah,
the ads just started rolling out today.
I won't do that. What about the S26 Ultra?
So that's what I have.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh,
the S26 Ultra. It is.
Oh, you don't have your Pixel no more?
Nope. I traded that in.
Oh no!
I know.
Oh no!
I've disappointed.
Oh,
Chris.
you hurt me here. You hurt me here, Eric.
So there are features on the Pixel. I had the Pixel 9 Pro, and it was good.
Yeah,
there were features that were functional. But what's interesting is that I thought in my head, I'm like, I don't know if I can get away from that. Like, so it's all self-included. But once I moved here, this is about a week ago.
Yep.
I think the Google Pixel 9, the 10s, and now the 11. What their goal is to get you so connected within the Google system and the Google ecosystem is that you don't feel like you can leave. The reality, which is a nice reality, which again exists within the Google world, you can go from Google phone to Samsung phone, which still uses the Android system, it's not as dramatic as if you leave the Apple world into the Android.
Yeah. That's a big change.
It is entire universe is different
unless you have Google on all your Apples,
and then that's a whole other thing. But for me, the difference, I felt like, oh man, it's a risk. I'm gonna take it. The amount of an adaptation that I had to do was minimal.
It is minimal.
And there's still features on here that are good, and there's still stuff that works and does similar what the Pixel did.
I had the 25 Ultra for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The problem I had, one thing about this one and the difference was battery life.
Yeah.
The S25 Ultra had 1,000 times better battery life.
Yeah.
Like this battery, well, I didn't charge it last night, and it's at 45%. I charged it yesterday morning at like 5 in the morning. I unplugged it.
Yeah.
So it's lasted that long. But the S25 would go like 3 days.
Yep.
So that was the difference in battery life. And I didn't like that I had to uninstall like 30 apps. But once I did that, it was fine after that.
Yeah, because you got to keep an eye on the games it installs as a default and whatever, and you got to keep ahead of that.
It had the pin. Do you use the pin for it?
I haven't yet.
See, I didn't use it at all.
My wife does. She uses it a lot.
So she has one too?
Yeah. So she got one before I did a month ago or so.
Oh, got you.
But I don't know. I just the Pixel wasn't. The thing is that I knew that when the 11 came out, I would probably have to upgrade if I wanted to stay in the Pixel world. But the Pixel 11, as it's advertised, it is AI encapsulated. It's all together in one. And I
won't do it.
I don't like that. That's not what I want.
Especially if it's using Gemini. Gross.
Yep. And that's what it's absolutely going to do. And so it sells itself as an AI phone that does everything for you and makes it easy. But I'm old school. I'm like, I don't need that convenience. I want to make my calendar appointments manually. I want to do it
my own way.
I want the independence. I don't want Skynet / Google Gemini taking over my life and running it, because I need that control. Now, there are people out there who will just flock to the Google Pixel 11.
I'm not one of those people.
No, neither am I. And I'm happy with my S26 Ultra. So
I'm sorry, Pixel.
It's okay. I'm sure it'll forgive you.
The journey ends here.
The end of the Pixel career is coming to an end.
And I've had a Pixel for a long time.
Yeah, you have. I have. So I had the 9. I think I picked up the 9 after you got yours.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, yeah, it's cool. It's a comforting system. It works together. It's great. It's all Google. It's all Google all the time.
Yep.
But I'm also a guy who's like, you know what? I tried it. I liked it, but time to go back to Samsung and see what I can get out of it.
And it's paid off.
Yeah.
I own it.
Nice. All right. Well,
supposedly.
Allegedly.
Skynet owns it.
That's a whole other conversation for another time.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, this has been the County Gamers. We will be back again. Let's say next month.
Yeah, next month.
September, we'll be back for some more conversation.
I'm good with that.
We'll bring some concrete stuff. Hope you've enjoyed the podcast and our conversation. If you've got ideas, if you've got thoughts, if you've got contemplations, if there's something you want us to cover, feel free to shoot me an email at adelayedteacher@gmail.com, and I will add it to the list for next month's episode. My name is Aaron.
My name is Chris.
And this has been the County Gamers. We'll see you on the next one.